I rise today to urge my colleagues to vote no on SB 1171, which would not only hurt thousands of workers in Michigan, but would also betray the trust of millions more by ignoring the will of the people. We shouldn't be voting on this today, and here's why. This issue was decided 3 months ago when we adopted the citizen-led initiative to raise the minimum wage. Today it's the law of the land. And a vote for Senate Bill 1171 is a vote to lower wages. We shouldn't be voting on this today because it is grossly unfair to Michigan workers. Right now, Michigan's minimum wage is set to increase to $12 an hour by 2022, and wages for tip workers are set to match that by 2024. This bill would allow real wages to continue to stagnate. Instead of workers earning $12 by 2022, they wouldn't earn that $12 until 2030, which is the rate it would have been anyway if we had not changed the law. Wages for tip workers would only increase to about $4 an hour by 2030. You know, for me, it wasn't that long ago that I worked as a server and a bartender, making minimum wage and a tipped wage. I bet a lot of us here have those experiences, waiting tables, washing dishes, or being a cashier. My brother was a server all through college, and my 15-year-old sister just got her first job bussing tables. And my mom works as a cafeteria worker at a local high school. In our family, we believe in hard work and service to others. For me, I worked a minimum wage all through high school and college, and only made minimum wage until I became a teacher. But the reality is that this path to economic opportunity is becoming harder to follow. Minimum wage has become the only wage that many workers have access to. In the wake of the financial crisis and the auto industry changes, service jobs are putting food on the table for more and more Michigan families. Nationwide, just 1 in 3 fast food workers is a teenager. 40% are older than 25. A quarter of these workers are raising children. And nearly a third have at least some college coursework to their name. People are building their livelihoods around this work, and yet these jobs have not seen real wage increases in a generation. And that's despite billions of dollars being dumped into corporate tax breaks. Why is it that this legislature is so willing to give out handouts to corporations, and we know that those handouts will only lead to profit for shareholders and CEOs, and then when we're presented with a policy that will guarantee a wage increase for working families, is considered government overreach? Even more, our nonpartisan fiscal analysis shows that this bill is going to put more Michiganders into poverty and cost the state millions in additional public assistance. Every one of us represents thousands of constituents who will be impacted by this bill. And just 90 days ago, we stood with them with a commitment to raise their wages in a meaningful way. We committed to the waitress in Waltz that she would see almost $9 an hour more. But if this bill passes, you're taking money out of her pocket. We committed to the bartender in Brownstown that his wages would go up so he could save for his first home. But today, you're telling him that his path to prosperity will be harder. We committed to the janitor in Gibraltar that his one job would be enough. But instead, this body will cut their wages and force more families into poverty. So if this bill passes, it will clearly be a reflection of the will and influence of special interests, not the citizens of Michigan. Because this is more than just the size of a person's paycheck. It's about ensuring that anyone who works hard can earn a decent wage. It's about affording all workers dignity in their work. And it's about fighting to protect the sanctity of our democratic process. I urge you to stand on the side of the many, the hundreds of thousands who sign their name with a belief in Michigan's democracy, not the few corporate special interests opposing meaningful change. I urge you to trust in the possibility of work and the dignity of a fair wage. Let's show the citizens of this state that we care about their livelihoods and that their direct participation in our democracy is respected. I urge a no vote on SB 1171. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.